this year?
Yeah, so to my knowledge, the first time that we've ever done it is in the spring of last year. I know that sometimes like when Ozfest is inside, it has a similar feel, but just to do it kind of like in the middle of the spring semester was new. We had no idea the turnout that we were gonna have. We ran out of food within like the first, I think, hour of the event, maybe even sooner than that.
I was there. I was one who unfortunately did not get food. So
yes.
I can tell you that.
So it was a good problem to have though, right? Like the event was really successful, students loved it, and because of that, it's kind of been the reason that we've been able to continue to get the funds to do the event for the third time now. So we did it last spring, we did it in the fall for Welcome Week, and now we're going to do it again this spring.
You said earlier that you try to incorporate new things every time you do it. So what can students expect this year for the study break?
Yeah, so, well, I want to point out some of the things that we were really excited about for the past event. So the main thing in the spring was the mobile smash room. I don't know if anybody participated in that, where you got to throw the plate.
Oh, really? Yeah,
I missed that one.
I did miss that one. Okay.
That one was in Sweatman Gym, so you could like write something on the plate, like, you know, like I hate Professor so-and-so, or like whatever you want, and then you could throw it and the plate would break. So that was something we were really excited about. In the fall, we brought the Dan Cakes, so they're pancake artists. I don't know if you,
Yes, I think I've seen something like that on TikTok before, but yeah, I must have, yeah, that's very
Yeah,
cool.
so that was something that we were very excited about. You can show the artist a picture and they will draw it into the pancake.
Wow.
This year, I probably don't want to say what we're going to be bringing. That would be exciting.
Ooh, okay.
All right.
I mean, I think everything that we're going to be bringing is exciting. One thing that we started in the fall and we're doing again is Sweatman will be completely glow in the dark.
Oh, that's very
So
cool.
I'll say that.
So we did that, the ice skating, we have a picture of it. We went ice skating in the dark last year and it was super fun. And we have like literally 10 seconds left. So if you had like just a few words to give to students to come, what would you say?
Come early so you can get a free t-shirt. Definitely come and get some food and try to make it throughout the entire building from start to finish. It should take you about 2 hours. That's the goal.
Wow.
All right, perfect. Ashley, thank you so much for being with us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So the late night study break is happening this Friday from 8 to 10 p.m. as she said, all over the Murano Campus Center.
And when we come back, we're taking a look at the fun we had this weekend in our weekend recap.
Don't go anywhere. You're watching The Break on WTOP-10.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Shine on that boy.
Look at the bling. Look at do we got a diamond tester on?
Yeah, that's getting bad. Yep. 10 out of 10 recommend on Yelp.
We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone.
What? I should take your phone away.
No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what?
Yep, that's mine.
I'm gonna need that back.
No.
Kevin!
Welcome back to The Break with Scott and Kaylee. This weekend was Gold Rush weekend in Oswego sports such as hockey and basketball games happened here. Here is our best attempt at vlogging on The Break. This is Weekend Recap.
Hey guys, it's Kaylee
Perfect.
here. Scott and I thought it would be a cool idea to do a type of vlog section of our show. So this weekend, I am hosting the pregame show for the men's hockey SUNY playoffs. Sorry, my brain wasn't working right away.
You can watch
but
it, yeah.
Scott is also on the crew for that show. Come along on this journey with me as I get ready to host the pregame show. So exciting. Let's go eat breakfast. Hey guys, I'm back. So, made myself an everything bagel with butter. Simple breakfast this morning. And also, very important, coffee. I'm gonna need coffee. It's gonna be a long, long day of production. So, cheers. Okay, checking in. I kind of skipped a few steps, but I have my makeup ready. Because it's one less thing I have to do when I get there. It's a sunny day out, so we're gonna put on some shades. This isn't what I'm going to be wearing, but I just like to be in a comfy outfit when I work on my host script. But yeah, 50% of the way done. I'm just waiting for Scott to get ready, and then he's gonna drive me to the campus center where the studio is, and we're gonna prep for the show. Oh, I just stepped outside to put my trash out, but don't let the sun fool you. It's about 15 degrees outside, so stay warm, y'all. Stay warm. All right, we have escaped the cold air, and we are in Scott's house, just waiting for him to come down so he can drive me, because I'm not walking in this weather. It's crazy, but is he coming down? I hear footsteps. Hi, Scott.
Good morning.
This is the vlog.
This is for the vlog.
This is for the vlog.
Dog with the vlog.
Dog with the vlog. The break vlog.
I'm just gonna have soup. Do you want soup?
Okay. We can split soup. Or I was just gonna get like poutine or something at Crossroads after the pregame show.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that.
Poutine, baby. Poutine.
I'm gonna grab some crackers.
Okay. Update, we are in the car. Scott is queuing up a song that has been stuck in his head.
Can't play it though for copyright reasons.
Oh, okay. We won't let it play, but yeah, we are on the way to WTOP right now. It is currently I didn't look. I saw nothing. But my call time is 1 o'clock and it's currently 12:59. So we gotta hurry. All right, see you at the studio.
Alrighty, so we just got to the studio. I am here at the graphics machine, which is my position for the first game. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I've ever worked graphics for basketball before, so not really sure what I'm doing, but you know what? I'm gonna learn. It's gonna slay. So stay tuned to find out. Alright, so I finished all my graphics. Now I'm just kind of chilling out here until we get started. Here's everybody else. Everyone say hi. You are now officially going to be on The Break with Scott and Kaylee.
I'm so excited.
Woo!
All right. Well, I am all prepped for the hockey game. We are all very, very disappointed that the men's basketball team lost against New Paltz in the SUNY Championship. But that's okay. We have hockey now, and we're all ready to go. You all are going to be on The Break with Scott and Kaylee. Let's go. Let's go. Woo! We are so hyped. And I will see you on the perch very soon. Woo!
Okay, so I'm really hoping Kaylee Richmond's doing a better job at taking videos today than I am, because I've been very, well, I wouldn't say distracted, I've been focused in the control room, so here's a look of what's happening while we're in here.
Yeah, save mount. Yeah, physicality mount. Yeah. Geneseo Portland full screen.
Actually, let's lose the physicality though.
Okay. So then we're going save mount straight to Geneseo Portland full.
Yes. Okay. What's up?
We just finished the pregame show. Let's go! I'm so bad at vlogging. I'll try to keep you updated. Just it's the start of the second period. This is the vlog for The Break with Scott and Kaylee. We are in line to get poutine. We want chicken poutine. For the last time. Don't see that.
14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, Hold. Throw that in. And go.
Tie game at the end of the second period. Welcome back to The Purge for your second period intermission show. I'm your host, Kaylee Richmond, joined alongside by analyst Alex Brooks and Jolie Santiago. Like we said before, Plattsburgh really stepped up their game to make it an even more exciting matchup. We are at the end. We're at the end of the second period intermission. We are at the beginning of the third period. It's still a tied game, but you know what? Hoping for that win. We just finished our second period intermission show.
That was something.
It was
hard.
You know, it's hard to talk about like something where it's like a tie game.
Yeah.
You're going back and forth. You can only work with so much.
Exactly. So.
A few minutes later.
Back in overtime. Well, we lost in OT.
Very sad.
Very sad. It's our last hockey broadcast. Well, we're on our way back to get notes from our producer. Anyway. See you back at the studio. We are signing off. It's been a busy day. We're gonna be better vloggers next time, but anyway,
thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you back in the studio in 3, 2, 1. It was a bittersweet day full of unfortunate losses and last sports broadcast for us, but we just found out today that Oswego will be hosting the NCAA championships in the Max Zeal Gym. Scott, this was your first time seeing this vlog all the way through. What do you think?
It was so good. It was a range of emotions. I laughed. I was like on the verge of tears, but you know, we at least have one more sports broadcast.
We
it's
do.
Not Oswego, but right? Am I right about that? Okay.
Oswego.
Oh, it is Oswego. Never mind. The floor's telling me. All right, we got to get going. All right.
We do. Yeah. Well, that was fun. Coming up after our spring break, we'll have our St. Patty's episode.
But first, a reminder, all 3 episodes of The Breakdown Under are available on the WTOP-10 YouTube page. Go give them a watch. You're not going to regret it. That's all for today.
Thanks for taking a break with us.
Have a good night, everyone.
Tonight on WTOP-10 Nightly News, as the campus and state celebrates Earth Week, learn how you can participate and give back to the environment.
And a local hospital is offering free health screening. Find out where it is and all the details.
Plus, the funeral service of a beloved Onondaga County Sheriff was held today, with thousands in attendance.
WTOP-10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Kaylee Richmond.
And I'm Logan Russo.
We come on the air tonight with heavy hearts as the service for slain Onondaga County Sheriff Lieutenant Michael Husak was held today at the New York State Fairgrounds. Husak was one of the 2 police officers who was shot to death on April 14th.
The procession started at 8:30 a.m. from the Thomas J. Pirro Jr. Funeral Home in North Syracuse to the State Fair Expo Center for a service at 11 a.m. Thousands of police officers, firefighters, and other first responders attended the service to pay their respects. Husak, who was known as Hooch, was a cop, firefighter, and a paramedic. He is survived by his wife, Caitlin, his 3 children, Nicole, Gabriel, and Samuel, his parents, Daniel and Cynthia Husak, and his sister, Daniel Kepler.
Looking for a free health screening? Well, Oswego Health is hosting a health fair with critical screenings and information next month at the Fulton Medical Center. The event will take place on May 18th from 9 to 11 a.m. on Saturday. The event is designed to equip individuals with the tools and resources needed to improve their health. Multiple screenings and assessments will be provided for free for a wide range of conditions. There will also be an EED demonstration and resources available on cancer, nutrition, mental health, and vaccines. For more information, visit the Oswego Health website.
Today is Earth Day, and SUNY Oswego will offer a full week of hands-on activities, including a spring day of service. Members from the Office of Sustainability and Rice Creek earlier today led a webinar showing how to cook up a tasty plant-based meals with foods likely in your pantry and easier to obtain.
The program coordinator for civic engagement and community service, Kelsey Jones, says that providing opportunities like these are not only good for the environment, but are a community builder that allows students to come together despite their differences.
It's kind of like a beautiful story in my mind, because a story always has like a bunch of different pieces that don't interact and they come together for a similar outcome. I find that students learn.
The Office of Sustainability schedules several other programs throughout the week, some of which includes Netflix watch parties, financial sustainability, ESG investing, women's health sustainability, and more.
New York is already preparing for this year's Earth Day, with Governor Kathy Hochul signing a proclamation recognizing Earth Day 2024. Governor Hochul said, "New York continues to lead the way to combat climate change, and Earth Day provides an opportunity to celebrate the state's hard-fought progress to build a cleaner, greener future for all New Yorkers." The state has set aside around $50 billion for environmental protection under Hochul, investing in clean water, recycling, and renewable energy.
Well, we've had some nice bits of sunny and warm weather for the past few days, Logan.
Let's see if this sunny streak continues with our Storm Team 10 meteorologist, David Rienzo. David?
Yeah, Logan, fortunately, we will be in for some nice sunny weather for at least the next day. Also some nice warming up in tomorrow, but that is not going to last, unfortunately. We do have a cold front moving in from our northwest, which is going to bring some wet weather and cold temperatures on Wednesday. However, that's only going to be solely on Wednesday, so the rest of the work week should see some pretty pleasant conditions. However, that is only going to be the work week because the weekend, again, is going to be seeing some more rain as we have a system moving up from the south. That is going to be all and more in my full forecast, but first, back to you guys at the desk.
David, thank you. Congratulations are in order for 4 SUNY Oswego students who are being recognized with the Chancellor's Award for Excellence. This award recognizes students for outstanding achievements throughout their SUNY experience, including academics, leadership, campus involvement, and community service. This year's recipients are Hugh Riley Randall, Infanti Robinson, Aziz Sarimsakov, and Amanda Streeter. To read more about each student's achievements, visit the link below.
The Oswego State University Police Department is reminding students to be safe on the road this time of year. We turn to our own Jason Samsel for more on this story. Jason?
Thank you, Logan. Buckling up, it's a simple but so often overlooked. The Oswego University Police Department is reminding students of the importance of seatbelt safety with its Click It or Ticket campaign. Chief of University Police here at Oswego, Scott Swayze, told me why the campaign is so important for students here at Oswego. Okay, and guys, one positive thing about the campaign, Chief Swayze tells me that 93% of students here on campus wear their seatbelts, and as part of the campaign, both the schools go throughout parts of the Oswego community to share the importance of seatbelt safety. Back to you guys at the desk.
Well, thank you, Logan. Still ahead tonight, Trump's hush money trial began today, and we take a look at the opening remarks.
Plus, a local restaurant cements their place in Oswego.
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel 2. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP, your TV, your TV. Thanks for watching WTOP.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow.
Wow.
Get a close up of that one.
Matthew,
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
Welcome back to WTOP-10 Nightly News. I'm meteorologist David Rienzo. Happy Earth Day to everyone out there. Today was a beautiful Earth Day, so hopefully you got to go out there and enjoy your planet Earth. It might have been a little bit chilly depending on how you feel. Temperatures will continue a little bit chilly as the night continues with a low of 40 degrees. Skies are going to be pretty clear, and this is going to continue into tomorrow, where in the early mornings, it's going to be very warm. You've got this nice wind coming out of the south that's going to give us a high of 65 degrees tomorrow. That's going to feel very nice, especially compared to today. However, clouds are going to build as the day continues into tomorrow night. As this cold front moves into our area, that's going to bring steady showers tomorrow night into Wednesday morning, also some chilly temperatures. Now, as you're heading out to class Wednesday morning, you may notice a couple puddles on the ground after this moderate rain Tuesday night into Wednesday. It's also going to feel very chilly, so make sure that you bundle up. It's a cold contrast between 65 to 40 degrees. As you're heading back from class, it's going to feel a little bit warmer. The sun's poking out after this rain dies down. Expect rain to die down in the early afternoon around 2 p.m. And then skies are pretty much clear for the rest of the week. We have some very pleasant weather ahead of us. Thursday, a high of 47, a little bit chilly, but Friday and Saturday are much warmer at 60 degrees. Thursday and Friday, very sunny skies, so perfect weather to go out barbecuing, maybe cook up a couple burgers. However, Saturday, it's going to bring some afternoon showers in the second half of the day, so might not want to cook burgers for dinner. That could be a lunch thing, though, a nice burger for lunch. Going to your 7-day forecast, some sunny skies Thursday, Friday, like I mentioned, and some nice spring temperatures. It's finally starting to feel like spring. Thursday, though, we just have a little bit of a dip after this cold front moves through, but fortunately, we just have to get through that, and then we are back into some spring-like conditions. Of course, spring also brings rain, so be watch out for that in the early half of next week. That is all for my full forecast. Now back to the desk.
Thank you, David. If you've taken a drive down Bridge Street in Oswego lately, flashes of neon green may have caught your eye at one of the city's newest restaurants, or should we say newish. You may remember Wacko Gringo Taco Truck. It's now a full-service restaurant. WTOP-10's Matt Sharamita takes us inside for a look and a taste.
Something is cooking on Bridge Street. A brand that Oswego is already familiar with continues to expand to keep up with the growing restaurant scene in the city. Wacko Gringo has recently opened their doors, bringing the community a full-size restaurant, a full-service bar, as well as an expanded menu. Restaurant owner Dan McKelvey shows no signs of stopping.
My plans for this particular location is, getting a bigger outdoor patio set up for more outdoor dining experience for more of a 3 seasons around. Future plans in 5-6 years might be a rooftop bar on the side of the building over here. So just kind of thinking reinvesting in the community and obviously looking for different markets in the next 5 or 6 years to grow into multiple locations potentially.
For McKelvey, the opening process has not been easy, as a complete remodel and restaffing of the restaurant has taken place. However, he says it's been an extremely rewarding process so far.
People are just excited to have no longer an eyesore on this corner of on the main drag here in the city of Oswego.
Where people used to see an abandoned gas station and then a black taco truck, people can now see a hybrid Mexican restaurant that plans to serve the community in a variety of ways for the years to come. And the community has been responding to the change as well. Employee Ed Blount says that the changes made to the appearance and the menu have pleased their customers.
So far, I've only heard good things. People love the bar, they love the new menu items.
But what has been even more pleasing is their hospitality.
Well, we have some of the best customer service I've ever seen.
This is about more than just tacos for Wacko Gringo. This is about establishing and expanding a community right here in the heart of Oswego. But the food is an added bonus as well. Matt Sharamita, Oswego Now.
Wacko Gringo is currently open for the public Tuesday through Thursday from 11 to 8, on Friday and Saturday from 11 to 10, and Sunday from 11 to 4. For more information, visit their website. And moving on to national news, today Columbia University held classes virtually as pro-Palestinian protests continued. Protesters have moved to camping out on the university's west lawn, opposite of their original encampment. Jewish students are nervous to be on campus as Passover begins today. New York Governor Kathy Hochul visited the university to address security concerns. President Biden also weighed in, expressing his concerns, saying he condemns anti-Semitism. The protests have spread to other universities from Columbia, including New York University and Yale.
Over in Israel, the country's intelligence chief has resigned over the October 7th terror attacks. A statement from the military says Aharon Haliva will retire once his successor is appointed. He's the first senior military official to resign over the Hamas attacks. His resignation could set the stage for more resignations to follow.
In the first of 4 separate criminal cases to go to trial, former President Donald Trump's fate is now in the hands of prosecutors, his attorneys, a judge, and 12 jurors.
The former president faces 34 counts of falsifying business records related to the hush money payment to adult film actress Stormy Daniels before the 2016 election. As Gloria Pazmino reports, Trump has pleaded not guilty to all the charges.
In just under 3 hours on day 5 of the 45th president's first criminal trial, opening statements were made and the first witness briefly took the stand.
An opening statement can make or break the case.
The prosecution's opening statement took about 46 minutes, as prosecutor Matthew Colangelo told jurors about a, quote, criminal conspiracy and a cover-up. Colangelo also accused Trump of repeatedly causing false entries to be made to business records, outlining the former president's alleged role in the hush money payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels.
This is going to be the first time, maybe in his life, that he cannot control the narrative, and he also can't sue the prosecutor for anything negative that they say about him, because the opening statement is protected speech.
Trump's defense attorney, Todd Blanche, spoke for roughly 36 minutes and began with one simple assertion: Donald Trump is innocent. Something the prosecution and defense had in common, referencing Trump's longtime friend, David Pecker, who then took the stand. Pecker, the former publisher of the National Enquirer, allegedly helped broker the $130,000 hush money deal. Pecker has been granted immunity in the federal investigation in exchange for his testimony, and he'll return to court on Tuesday, as will Trump.
It's a case as to bookkeeping, which is a very minor thing in terms of the law.
Court ended early on Monday due to an alternate juror's dentist appointment. In New York, I'm Gloria Pazmino.
Proceedings are expected to last between 6 and 8 weeks. Trump is required to appear in court 4 days a week. And when WTOP-10 Nightly News continues, you may want to check out the beef in the back of your freezer.
And if you've listened to Taylor Swift's newest album, you probably won't be surprised to hear what we have to share after this short break.
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
We're talking about
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up of that one.
Matthew,
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
la la la. Breathe. La 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 la. La 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 la. Freeze.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
Welcome back. In consumer news, the U.S. Department of Agriculture is asking consumers to check their freezers and refrigerators for any tainted beef. The department's Food Safety and Inspection Service shared they have found ground beef from Greater Omaha Packaging Company that tested positive for E. coli. The items in question were produced last month and have a use or freeze-by date of April 22nd. No recall is needed since the contaminated beef has been pulled from circulation. However, those with these products should return them to the place of purchase. For more information can be found on the USDA website.
Taylor Swift's latest album is now the most streamed LP on its first day on multiple streaming platforms. The double album, called The Tortured Poets Department, was streamed 300 million times on Spotify alone. This is Swift's 11th studio album, and yet she has outdone herself by taking over the Spotify's title previously held by her last album called Midnights.
Since today is Earth Day, it's a great time to focus on ways to preserve and protect our planet. And there are things you can do not only to support the Earth, but also your health. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has some healthy habits that can help you be greener.
Planet health and human health, the two go hand in hand.
The choices that we make in life every day affect not only us, affect everyone around us, and affect our planet.
Dr. Sophia Asfaw with Cleveland Clinic says there are some healthy habits that can help both. By biking, walking, or running, you can get exercise and get to where you're going without relying on a vehicle, reducing emissions into the air. And a plant-based diet is not only good for your body, but also the earth.
In order to produce a meat-based meals, there's a lot that goes into it. There's chemicals that we have to use to raise the cattle or whatever meat-based product that you have, that then in turn pollutes the environment, and that can also lead to negative effects on human health.
Asphalt says when you're staying healthy by washing hands or brushing teeth, don't waste water. Turn it off when you're not scrubbing. She says you can also reduce energy expenditures and the amount of greenhouse gases that can impact the climate and therefore our health by turning off lights, unplugging household items when not in use, buying recycled goods, and setting your thermostat to eco mode if you have it.
If we take care of our planet will take care of us.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
The doctor says if you're just starting some of these healthy habits, it is best to take it one step at a time. Doing everything at once make it overwhelming, and every little bit helps.
Coming up in sports, we have Lucas McGarry. Lucas, can you give us a quick preview?
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Coming up, we have Sayla Wiley racking up another accolade in her career, and an NFL quarterback is calling it quits after 15 years in the NFL. Stay tuned.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
The Kinda Late Show with Chloe and Anna. Like licorice, Twizzlers, absolutely nasty. The thought of turkey is just nauseating. I think you're wrong, is what I think. You think I'm wrong a lot of times. I do think you're wrong a lot.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S.,
chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Welcome back to WTOP-10. I'm Lucas McGarry here with your sports report. The Oswego men's baseball team finished strong this past weekend against the Cortland Red Dragons after dropping the first 2 games in the series. The Lakers were raring to go in the third game, and it showed as in the 3rd inning, already up 1, the Lakers would score 5 runs back-to-back, capped off by a bases-clearing triple courtesy of Blake Van Driesen. After that, however, the Dragons would battle back and eventually tie the game up 6-6 in the top of the 8th. But in the bottom of the 9th, when the man on third, Trey McGowan, would hit a fly ball to left field, getting a sacrifice run and walking off the game. Congratulations are in order for senior Sayla Wiley of the Oswego women's lacrosse team for receiving SUNY Offensive Athlete of the Week. Wiley had another impressive week offensively, starting against Buffalo State at home. She buried 5 goals while assisting on 4 others at Plattsburgh. Wiley scored 6 more times and assisted on 2 other goals to bring her total for the week to 11 goals and 6 assists. She leads the Lakers in assists as well as points this season, helping them secure a 10-5 record so far. Women's lacrosse returns home Wednesday afternoon for a 4 p.m. matchup against the conference-leading SUNY Cortland Red Dragons. Heading over to the Bronx, the New York Yankees took on the Oakland Athletics, but it wasn't any event on the field that gave the game headlines. In the first inning, after some comments made by head coach of the Yankees, Aaron Boone, the umpire would issue a warning to Boone, but a fan behind Boone would then shout something at the umpire that the umpire didn't like, and the umpire threw out Boone because he thought Boone said it, even though he didn't. After that, however, the game was a battle of pitchers with Carlos Rodon pitching 7 scoreless. However, the Athletics would win the game 2-0 after a go-ahead home run in the top of the 9th by Zach Geloff. Matt Ryan, known for his quarterback play on the Atlanta Falcons, has called it quits after 15 years of great play. Unfortunately, Matt Ryan will forever be remembered for his defeat at Super Bowl 51, in which he was up 28-3 late in the 3rd, but Tom Brady would come back and win it all. But that's not what he should be remembered for. He was an All-Pro, a 4-time Pro Bowler, and the 2nd fastest to throw for 60,000 yards, while also throwing for 383 regular season touchdown passes. Congratulations to Matt Ryan. Then we head over to the NBA for round 1 of the Western Conference playoffs between the New Orleans Pelicans and the Oklahoma City Thunder. We had Chet Holmgren, one of the young stars for the Thunder, putting on a clinic, as well as Trey Murphy of the New Orleans Pelicans. This was one of the closest games I have ever seen, a true masterclass in scoring. Look at that right there. Chet Holmgren with the monster 3, but right back at it is C.J. McCollum with the great 3 as well. Overall, a back and forth showing. Trey Murphy with another 3. And then Shai Gilgeous-Alexander gets it stolen away by Larry Nance, passes it to Brandon Ingram, and Ingram lays it up to tie the game up late. However, the Thunder would go on a run, and an out-of-bounds call, fortunately for the Thunder, goes their way, and they give it to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who puts up a shot to tie the game with a minute left. And then down at the other half, Chet Holmgren blocks Larry Nance late. 5 blocks for him on the day. And then with 30 seconds left, who better than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to put the game away? And then down at the other end, C.J. McCollum with a chance to win it, cannot do it. And the Thunder win 94-92. Just one game, however, got 7 of them. So 1-0 up for the Thunder.
Very nice. Thank you, Lucas. Well, stick around because after the break, hear about the latest from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
And it could be your last chance to see one occur for 2 decades, as the next time one will be visible over the continental U.S.
He's May 84. Yarrow told police in the hospital that he had pressed the doorbell and waited.
They mix with oxygen and nitrogen. They become briefly
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Matt, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a closer for that one.
Broadcast news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame announced its 2024 class of inductees. In the performer category, the inductees are Cher, Mary J. Blige, Dave Matthews Band, Ozzy Osbourne, Peter Frampton, Foreigner, Kool and the Gang, and A Tribe Called Quest.
For the Musical Excellence Award, it's Dionne Warwick, Jimmy Buffett, MC5, and Norman Whitfield. To be eligible, an individual artist or band must have released its first commercial recording at least 25 years before the nomination year.
The inductees were announced Sunday during the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame night episode of American Idol.
Well, that's all for our report for this evening. And be sure to stay tuned to Sticks to Sports. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you for watching.
Welcome back to Perspective Entertainment, the newest Black Center entertainment-based show. Today, it's just me. You know, my good girl Arlette's not feeling the hottest right now, so, you know, I gotta just cover in for her, you know, have her energy, so hopefully she gets better. But today, I have my boy Vic here, who is the brand owner of Confounders. I'll give you a little round of applause for myself.
Appreciate it, bro.
Clap, clap, clap. So your brand Confounders, right? What do you want to gain out of this?
Okay, so my brand Confounders got a lot of questions about like the meaning of confound, and because people usually like confuse it with like co-found or something like that, but Confounders basically means to like stray away from being like wearing a mask. Like I feel like nowadays people like to put on a mask in society, like especially with like social media and stuff like that. So confound, by its definition, means to break free or like to confuse somebody with your actions, and it's basically like a self-expression thing. So if you want to like be this way, you shouldn't feel like you're in a box. You shouldn't feel like you're in a box to stay a certain way because somebody perceives you a certain way.
So with all that being said, like what was like the whole inspiration behind it? Like, did you feel like you were in a box? Because you were saying like you don't want to, you know, have a mask on. Did you feel like you had to break free of that, or like what was the whole beginning part of that?
I will say, growing up, my upbringing I'm from Queens. I'm from Jamaica, Queens, and usually in there, everybody's like in the city in general. I feel like the city's very like with the trend, and like I feel like especially when you're in like elementary school, middle school, like you're usually shamed for doing things outside of the normal. So I would say I did feel like I was in a box a little bit because I was a little different from kids in my grade. I had different interests with different things. Like I was into anime earlier on. I was into like, you know, stuff that a lot of kids was not into. And I remember feeling like I was kind of in a box and like I couldn't fully be myself. But over time I realized that, you know, it was important to, you know, express myself fully and to be a creative kid that I've always wanted to be, and, you know, go off and to delve into different creative endeavors. Like this is another creative endeavor that I've delved into. I didn't restrict myself because primarily I make YouTube videos and I make skits and I make like short films because I'm a cinema and screen studies major. So I'm just in love with like creating stories and, you know, making people inspired and interested and entertained.
So, you know, I kind of heard a little bit about anime. So of course, you know, just a little off topic. You see my favorite anime. I'm just saying, it's a little basic. But what's your favorite anime? Just for a little quick, little off track.
Favorite anime? People will say this is basic, but Naruto is my favorite anime. That's my show. Like that's the one that really hooked me. My first few animes I ever watched was like I watched Death Note, which really got me into it more. But then once I watched Naruto and like I started to like resonate with his character, that's when I was hooked on anime for real.
I swear, I was just gonna ask you like if any anime or Naruto had to do anything that you had to do with starting this brand. So I was kind of gonna get there at this point. So do you think, you know, any TV show or anything like helped you make this brand?
There's a lot of different influences on creating this brand because like I'm just in love with stories in general. Like I'm a cinema and screen studies major, so I'm just in love with like stories that compel people. And that actually ties into the name of this brand job is Bad Choices Create Good Stories, right? So I was in love with this show called Breaking Bad, and I feel like it's a very, you know, well-known show.
In love with the show, like
yeah, not
many people know it. I feel like that's pretty, you know.
Yeah, I was in love with Breaking Bad. I started watching first time I watched Breaking Bad, I was 16, and I was just in love with it. I don't know what had me hooked on the show, but I just kept watching Breaking Bad. I probably watched Breaking Bad like 8 times. And you might say, what does that have to do with creating a clothing brand?
How do you watch Breaking Bad 8 times? Isn't that like 40? How many episodes is that? I swear it's like over 300.
It's not that much. It's not that much, honestly. There's only like 5 seasons of Breaking Bad. So yeah, it's not the seasons are not that long either. So yeah, I watched Breaking Bad a lot, and what compelled me is that this is basically the story of a guy that like he realizes that he has cancer, right? And he decides this is the time I'm gonna like, from getting that diagnosis, he realizes that I'm gonna step up and live life how I was supposed to always live life, because he's a chemistry teacher, but he also started a business with his friends that he left because he was feeling too egotistical and he felt like he was getting shut out of it. So he left it, and he went off and became a high school chemistry teacher, and he felt like he was confined to a box. And after he got his diagnosis, he decided to wake up and live his true potential. And a series of bad choices happened, and that's the story of Breaking Bad. Yeah.
So I truly do see like the whole inspiration behind everything. But we're gonna have to come back to that after this next break. Okay. So yeah, once we get to that, you know what it is.
Got you.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Roll it.
told me it was
tell him?
Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
It's Al Roker.
Welcome back. You know who I am. This is my boy Vic once again. So the first thing I want to ask you is, how do you feel like you're supported on campus, off campus, and with everything regarding this brand?
Regarding my brand, I feel like I've been supported very immensely by my peers. I'll shout out Justin, who is, I think, the founder of this.
Hold on, let's throw to that picture real fast. We got Justin sitting in the car, black shirt. Ooh, hold on. Is that our old co-host right there? You can keep talking. You can keep talking.
Yeah, Justin really helped me a lot in encouraging me to, like, you know, really delve into the brand and, like, you know, fully express what the brand could be.
Shout out to my boy Justin.
So shout out to Justin for sure, and I'm happy to be on the show because, you know, this is one of his creative pursuits. So I'm thankful to him. And I've gotten a lot of support from him. He's already got one of these beanies that's sitting here. A lot of my friends, I've gotten a lot of help from Oswego BSU. Shout out to BSU and AMN on campus. They've really supported me in, like, getting my brand out there to, like, people that are on campus and, like, letting them know about it and stuff. So yeah, and I've also had, like, I had a pop-up shop that I did.
Oh my God, that's the tough picture.
That
Who
is a
took
tough
these
picture.
pictures?
I think it was Jordan took these pictures, yeah. So, yeah, shout out to them. Yeah.
Do you think, I mean, obviously I know, like, do you think you sell more back at home or do you think you sell more here?
I would say it's 50-50, honestly, because my friends in the city help me a lot with what they do. When they see that I drop something, they instantly, like, get on it, you know. And shout out to my good friends back home in the Queens. Definitely will tap in as soon as I drop something. So.
Do you think, so out of both of your drops, right, because of course we got the beanies on the screen right now. If you know, put a little beanie in the front real fast, boom, boom. I feel like, you know, these beanies are real tough. Like, what inspires you to just lean off of, like, shirts and then beanies? Like, what was, like, the transition like?
I just like to kind of, like, challenge myself a little bit. Like, I feel like t-shirts, okay, I can do t-shirts, but let's see if I can, you know, make a hat or, you know, make something different, you know, because I feel like, you know, people are used to, like, graphic t-shirts. I want to, like, challenge myself and see how much better I can make beanies, and I can come back to making t-shirts and, you know, see how much I've improved with, you know, just making beanies, because beanies are, like, more simplistic than t-shirts. So, you know, maybe going back to the basics will teach me something about, you know, going back to making t-shirts. So, yeah.
So you know, might be a little federal, but what's the average cost of these beanies? You feel me? What's the average cost?
These beanies are ranging from $15 to $20. I had them on sale this past weekend for $15, and but our regular sale price they're $20 per beanie. So if you wanted to get one, you can, you know, just grab one. Head on to confounders.shop and grab you a beanie. You know, we got 2 different flavors here that you've seen. We got the this is called the Desires beanie.
Look at this video real fast. I know this man.
Yep. Yeah.
Did you film this yourself?
Yeah, I filmed that not just by myself. Shout out to my friend Dylan as well. He's another friend I have on campus that's in my major. So yeah, he's helped me take some of these photos and shots that you've seen in the drop. So shout out to Dylan. You know.
So of course, I know you had a few drops altogether, but which do you think is your absolute favorite drop?
My absolute favorite drop, I will say my first drop. So right now it's my favorite because, you know, for the first time dropping those t-shirts, you know, those white and t-shirt that you saw Justin wearing before, it was just a new experience to me, and, like, you know, creating something that people like is always a good feeling to me. So yeah, my first drop was just a euphoric feeling, just to make clothes for the first time and have people like what I'm making and wanting to asking me about when I'm getting some more or when they can buy, or so I'll say my first job is special to me.
Did you ever go through like an insecurity of, maybe people won't like my clothes, maybe people will love my clothes, maybe they won't have enough money to, get this stuff going? Or did you ever have like, just pure confidence the whole way through?
I would say pure confidence, because I feel like that's what Confounders is about. Confounders is about, fully expressing yourself to the max. Like, you're not waiting for anybody, you're not really looking at anybody's opinions, but you're doing what you feel like is right and what is true to yourself. So that's what, I had full confidence in myself and, the love I was gonna get.
All right, so if you got full confidence, do you think, I'm not gonna, have you do it right now, but like, what's like going on in the future? What do you think will be like your next wave of, merchandise? Do you think you'll ever like dip into like sweatpants or, hood? Do you have hoodies?
We don't have hoodies as of yet. I'm definitely leaning towards making those in the future, and this upcoming winter, towards the end of this year, definitely gonna get into hoodies. Overall, in general, like, I'm heavily inspired by Virgil and Kanye, so I will say, like, I'll probably be making like random pieces. Like, I'll make outerwear, I can make jean jackets, like I'll make flannels, I'll make all different types of stuff, just to like challenge myself and challenge design and, see what I can come up with, because I just have a passion for doing this, so whichever way it goes, I'm down. Whatever catch my eye.
Yeah, I do want to come back to that pop-up shop that you had though. Like, what was that experience like, having, your stuff be recognized for a pop-up shop?
I will say I was really flattered, and I was really happy about being featured in the pop-up shop, and to bring stuff to the campus and have people enjoy. Can you ask the question one more time? You said,
like, what did I say? It was something along the lines of, like, what was that experience like on the pop-up shop? Like, did you feel like enjoyed that people recognized your stuff to invite you there?
I was extremely excited for the pop-up shop. I just enjoyed that people really I feel like people really came and supported me and supported the brand and supported the vision. I explained to them what the brand was, and people flocked towards it, and it's a brand that a lot of people resonate with. So I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah.
I'm not here to make any type of beef within clothing. But
Yeah.
of course, we already had our boy Jalen on there with Visma. Is that how you say it, Visma?
Yeah.
We got my boy Naheem with his, what was it?
Prosper to Live.
Prosper to Live. So do you think like you would ever try to collab with them, or do you think I would just ask that. Do you think you'll ever collab with them?
No, for sure. I would definitely collab with them. Those are my good friends as well. So I would definitely collab with them if they're willing to. You just got to get the logistics sorted out. But I would definitely collab with them. They have very cool stuff, and they're expressing themselves creatively. So we can combine and make something great.
Okay. So in that case, do you I'm not trying to be messy or whatever. I'm cleaning that up now. But do you think stuff that they do for their brand you can chip off of, or if you see them that they're doing something wrong, do you try to correct that within yourself, or is it all just a natural experience for you and you don't look at outside sources?
Nah, I don't really look at outside sources too much. I don't really see anything wrong in what they're making. If they feel like it's something they don't like, I wouldn't even look at it like it's a mistake. I'll look at it as purposeful, obviously, if they're putting it out. So I wouldn't say it's a mistake if that's what they chose to put out. I support what they're doing and supporting their artistic vision. So I won't say anything is wrong with it. I just feel like it's a natural progression.
So with that also being said, what do you think your favorite experience throughout this whole thing is? Did you just find love in making the design? Did you just find love with people supporting you, or what's that like?
I will say my favorite part about it has to be just the creative effort, just getting it made, and the design. I like putting a story into a design. I like when it's Easter eggs within a design. Where is this from, or when some people can recognize it, it's pretty cool. For example, these beanies. This design is actually from. Have you ever seen Wolf of Wall Street? Yeah. Yeah, Margaret Robbie's character. This is actually a silhouette of her when she was talking to Jordan Belfort. They were talking to each other at a dining table, and they were basically having this discussion about are we going to be friends or are we not going to be friends? And the whole suggestion of the conversation is that they're obviously not going to be friends because there's too much tension there. So I just thought it was cool, and and it ties back into the story. The premise of this drop was bad choices make good stories, and we don't really watch on television like good choices. Like, okay, he picked up this trash and put it inside the garbage. End of day. You hear about like somebody blowing up a car or something crazy going on, and it's something that's cool. So
that is facts.
That's what the job is about. So yeah.
So what do you think your least favorite part of everything is? Do you feel like it's time consuming? How do you balance everything out?
The least favorite part would have to be communicating with manufacturers, because manufacturers will sometimes like play with your money. Like, it's already hard enough to save up to get a drop made, but sometimes the manufacturers really don't care. And especially with these beanies are actually supposed to come out about a month earlier, but the shipping and communicating with the manufacturer, they just took a very long time. Obviously won't be working with that manufacturer anymore, but it just took longer than it was supposed to be, and I don't like communicating. I usually like to get things moving quickly, and sometimes they just like to delay things and take their time, and I don't like that. So I'm honestly trying to get my own stuff to get made, like a heat press to make my own t-shirts and stuff like that, and just the machines to make more clothes myself.
So is there a website that you use to send to the manufacturers, or do you just?
Yeah. If anybody's interested in creating clothes, I feel like this is the most easiest time to create a brand or create anything if you want to. Everything is online. So the one website that I did use was called Alibaba.com, and you can basically outsource to companies that's overseas in China, Pakistan, and all these places where you can they have warehouses where they can create beanies or hoodies or t-shirts or denim jackets. They create everything. So you can just head on to Alibaba.com. This is not sponsored, by the way. You're not paying me for this, but yeah.
All right, man. So I feel like this was a good little yap session we had again.
Of course, yeah.
So we're gonna head out to break. We'll be back very shortly.
Would you like to try snacks from faraway lands? Or snacks with bizarre flavors? How about snacks in new ways? Or snacks you've never tried before? You don't have to go far to find these snacks. They can all be found here at Snacks on West 1st Street.
Yeah, we're walking around campus, and what do we see? All these clubs are looking.
They looking for me.
There's hockey.
There's improv.
So much to see. So let's go try them out and see how they be. Come on and please watch.
Our embarrassments free.
Tune in to Amateurs on WTOP.
Happy Friday, Lakers, and another beautiful day here in Oswego, New York. I'm DJ Don Perone, and I'm happy that you're starting your weekend off right listening to WNYO 88.9 FM, the Laker Radio Network.
I said, darling, can you see? There's no room for us. There's no room. Now our lives are changing. Promises keep slipping. And I always knew it wasn't you. It wasn't you. Now our lives are changing. Promises keep slipping. And I always knew it wasn't you. It wasn't you.
Welcome back to Perspective Entertainment. Once again, I'm Paris. It's my boy Vic, and we're gonna get straight into more just the fashion world of this whole thing. So of course, fashion has changed over most of a lot of the years that we've been alive. We only how old are you? 20?
21.
20, oh my bad. That's just a lot, you know, feel me? So how do you think the culture of, you know, fashion has changed? And how do you think that, you know, ties into what you make?
Yeah, fashion has changed drastically within the last, like, I feel like even last, like, 5 years. Fashion has changed a lot due to social media. When we were growing up, like, you know, early 2000s, you know, baggy clothes was, like, acceptable. What was it, footsketball jerseys? People was wearing stuff like that. And now it's become more, I feel like it's like a very broad spectrum of things that people wear now. Like nowadays I can say, like, you know, with TikTok and stuff like that, and people like seeing how people dress online, people have kind of like fed into that. Like Lil Yachty dresses a certain type of way, he wears these baggy jeans, Timbs, colors that don't match, and you know, people, you know, rock with that, and I can rock with that as well. Yeah, fashion is just taking a huge shift in the last like 5 years, and this ties into my brand because I will say I want my brand identity to be one of like full expression. So this can be worn with anything. Like I want my clothes to be, okay, yeah, the streetwear, but you know, I want people to be able to mix it into anything else they wear, like their daily wear or athletic wear or however they see fit. I want people to, you know, get into that.
So with like the baggy clothes and how we grew up, do you have like a whole section for like baggy t-shirts and then maybe like, you know, more fit t-shirts, or do you just, you know, keep it like one size?
I would say I stay kind of relatively in the middle. Like I do like my t-shirts that came out, I did like a slightly oversized, so they weren't like crazy oversized, but they were like, you know, like in the middle, you know, and I think I'll probably stay on that path for a little bit until maybe I get, you know, so more money so I can, you know, create more stuff. But yeah, when I have more resources to create more stuff, I'll definitely look into like, you know, making like baggier stuff or like slimmer stuff and, you know, stuff like that.
You know, one request that I do have personally, I feel like if you make, you know, a whole little sweatsuit, I feel like that'll go crazy. Like, I don't care if, you know, you bite off at anybody, whoever you see. I feel like, you know, personally with the beanie, you know, that would be the perfect winter drop. So, you know, if you want to, you know, look into that a little bit more. I don't know anything about making clothes and how long that process takes, but I feel like that would be a good little winter drop. Yeah. But on the fashion side of things, once again, do you think that, you know, in 5 years, your brand will still be, you know, up the trend with everything that's fashionably going on, or do you think like you'll have to change? Well, I mean, I feel like change is good, but do you think it'll change over time along with the fashion?
Oh yeah, I do believe my brand will change over time. Definitely, we'll go through phases. Right now, it's kind of like in its beginning stages, and you know, I've kind of kept the same aesthetic right now with like you see the faces and stuff like that, and you might be asking, oh, where are these faces from? But yeah, as I, you know, create more and develop more, I'm definitely willing to switch it up. I won't stay exactly the same, you know. Throughout people's careers, people change a lot. So just like Virgil and Kanye, they changed a lot throughout their careers and the stuff that they make. So
all right, so
don't do the same.
In your what's the word for like fashion prime? What do you see your brand becoming?
Fashion prime, and it's fashion prime. I see it as a like a mogul and self-expression, and people that wear the brand are people that are like staples for like, you know, being yourself fully and not, you know, conforming to being a certain type of way or, you know, dressing a certain type of way. Like,
so you're trying to like, you know, really push that culture of, you know, coming out of your, you know, your shell a little bit.
Coming out of your shell and being exactly who you're supposed to be. So, yeah.
So for the culture side of things, how do you feel like, you know, your brand could, you know, influence people? I know you already said like, you know, you want them to come out your shell, but on an opposite note, how do you think your brand can influence people?
How my brand can influence people? Okay, so you mean like in the sense of like, okay, if I'm gonna wear this brand, like what do I think about myself if I'm wearing the brand? Yeah. Okay, so the average wearer of my brand is gonna think about themselves like, I am who I am, and I don't care what anybody thinks. So that's the baseline of my brand right there.
I like it. Honestly, I feel like with your brand, I feel like it's just like power to the people type of a brand. Because I feel like if, of course, there's going to be that side of, you know, or he's starting to, you know, he's in college trying to start a clothing brand, he's just gonna, you know, try to get money. I feel like you, on the other hand, just take it a lot more serious than a lot of other people, you know, take it. So it's a lot more like into it. Do you feel like you'll be successful going on?
Oh yeah, for sure. I have complete confidence that I will be successful in this brand, and my definition of success is not monetarily. It's not monetary. I don't look to make a certain amount, but I'm really looking to like just inspire people and with stories, and you know, bring people into fashion more. Because I wasn't necessarily the most into fashion as when I was growing up. I was more into like, you know, playing basketball and anime and stuff like that. But as I like started to look at people and how they express themselves, I got more into fashion, and I want people to get into fashion and look at themselves. Why do I wear this, and why do I do this, and why do I do that? So yeah.
Sadly though, it seems like we are out of time.
And as we are out of time, I want you to pick which one you want for you.
You know, if I could put this on right now without all the crumples in it, I most definitely would. But you feel me? I appreciate you for being on the show, my boy.
Of course,
you know, it was a great honor to have you. So yeah.
Appreciate y'all for having me.
See y'all next time.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Shine on that boy. Look at the bling. Look at do we got a diamond tester on? Yeah, that's getting bad. Yep.
10 out of 10 recommend on Yelp.
We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine. I'm gonna need that back. No. Kevin!
Hey, how are you? You want to chat? Well, you're in luck. The Mick and Nick show is about to start. Oh, Nick! The Mick and Nick show is starting.
Oh, wait, let's go then.
Let's go.
Welcome to the Mick and Nick Show. It's great to have you join us. Nick, what are we going to talk about today?
Today we're going to be talking about our spring break trips, then we talk about how we deal with burnout, and we end with a fun little game of guess what song.
Last week, I took a trip across the Atlantic Ocean to Italy. Let's take a look.
It's your girl, Michelle. Recently I went to Italy. I wanted to take you guys along with me. Come on. My first thought when landing in Rome was that it was much warmer than Oswego. After a short exploration of the hotel, I found a wonderful rooftop lounge and had a minute to bask in the sunlight. We then went to St. Peter's Basilica, where I got to revel in one of my favorite sculptures, La Pieta. The next day, we toured the Vatican Museum. My admiration for the artists who contributed to the art here can never be said enough. I'm glad I was able to be in the presence of the creation of Adam and the School of Athens. That night, we went to our first concert, and I'm not gonna lie, I cried when I heard the orchestra play. It has been a dream of mine to listen to an orchestra dressed up in fancy clothes at a fancy venue. This was when I realized that, wow, I'm actually in Italy. The next day, we went to the Roman Forum and the Pantheon. And let me just say, it felt like I was thrown back in time. I could see the Romans walking around, blissfully unaware that they were making history. On our last day in Rome, we went to the Galleria Borghese and the Colosseum. At the Colosseum, I could just hear the Roman crowds go wild. Our next stop was Florence. We took the train and got to see the countryside of Italy. When we arrived at our hotel, all of us were in awe at how beautiful it was. On our walk to the art gallery, we got to admire the Renaissance architecture. I thought it was interesting to see the less ornate details of the buildings. The art gallery we went to in Florence is called the Uffizi. This gallery was massive, and I wish I had time to look at everything. One of my favorite paintings is The Birth of Venus. I hope one day I can go back to each of these galleries and spend an entire day there learning about the art. After the Uffizi, we had some time to sightsee on our own. I was able to shop around and admire the sunset. On our walk back to the hotel, we ran into a street performer. He reminded me of the performers in New York City. We ended our night with a concert showcasing Beethoven, Mendelssohn, and Brahms. The pianist was amazing, with his fast fingers and technique. I thought the conductor was also amazing, and that her movements reflected the sound of the piece. Before going to bed, I was able to have a quiet moment on the balcony. Our last stop on our trip was the State Water, Venice. A beautiful city with many bridges and no ramps. You see this video? In this video, you see excitement and wonder, hope. This next one right here, you don't see anyone in it. That's because by the time we arrived at the hotel, we were exhausted from walking around Venice with our luggage. Because the Vaporetto were so packed, we couldn't fit. So we walked and crossed 11 staircase bridges with our luggage. It was a pretty walk, though. That night, we had our last concert. It was my favorite out of the three. They were playing Mozart, and I was captivated the whole time. I found it interesting that there were natural trumpets and valveless horns. I also found it thoroughly impressive that they went through an entire concert without a conductor. Instead, they followed the concertmaster. The next day, we visited our last gallery, Gallery della Accademia. I thought that the paintings were so lifelike I could jump into the canvas. This painting here tells an entire story from one end to the other, titled Scourge of the Serpents. Our last visit was to St. Mark's Basilica. Everything shone gold, and I had the honor of watching the 24-hour clock strike noon. Overall, this trip was eye-opening and life-changing. I got to spend it with wonderful people. I learned so much on this trip, and yes, we were able to ride the Vaporetta.
Wow, that was really interesting, Michelle. So, this week on WTOP, K-pop group Twice has been a force to reckon with in the month of March. Twice has recently made a comeback with their 12th EP, Ready to Be, with a title track called Set Me Free. The album features 5 new songs and English versions of Set Me Free and their English single Moonlight Sunrise. This comeback follows Twice's appearance at the Billboard Award, where they won the Woman in Music Breakthrough Award. Yesterday, fans of Twice were patiently waiting to get their tickets for the North American leg of the Ready to Be tour. If you were one of those unlucky fans who didn't get a ticket, don't worry, because it was announced today that 3 more show dates have been added. These additional locations will be Oakland, Houston, and Chicago.
In other news, a Florida animal shelter will hold an adoption event for their longest staying resident. He is a mixed breed dog who happens to also be named Nicholas. This playful pup is a 3-year-old mixed breed pup. He gets along great with people, but not other dogs. He has unfortunately been impounded by the Orange County Animal Services for 94 days. A probable reason of why he has not been adopted is because mixed breeds are not as desirable as purebreds. To encourage people to adopt Nick, Orange County Animal Shelter is holding a Pick Nick event in where the energetic canine will be uncaged and free to roam the yard. After this Saturday, Nick will hopefully be able to find his forever home.
Coming up, we'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
Awesome.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No,
right
but you've
here.
got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Roll it.
Jill
Should
told
we
me it
tell
was
him?
Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
Today, we are joined today by Molly DeMarco and Megan Donnelly. Why don't you guys tell us a little bit about yourself, such as your majors and interests?
Okay. Hi, my name is Molly DeMarco. I am a music major and a history minor. I am president of Vocal Effect. It's a student-run show choir on campus.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Megan Donnelly. I'm a psychology and music double major with a minor in expressive arts therapy. I'm president of Ubiquitous Psi and the Harry Potter Club on campus, and I'm also treasurer of State Singers.
It's great to have you guys on here with us. Let's get right on to the disclaimers. Heavy topics such as trauma and deep emotions will be discussed in this segment of the show. Some topics may be easily triggering and may be hard to listen to. The answers to the question of the day pertain to our experiences only. Please listen to our experiences with an open mind and leave your judgments behind. This is a safe space.
We find it very important to delve into these topics because we want to spread awareness about the importance of healing and mental health. We You're not licensed therapists, nor studying to be ones. Therefore, if you feel called to ask for professional help, please visit the Mary Walker Health Center on campus to speak with a counselor. You are never alone. So the question of today is, how do you deal with burnout?
And to answer that question, we're going to be painting on mini canvases with acrylic paints and some water and paint brushes. So join along if you want. Yeah. How do you guys deal with burnout?
I deal with burnout by recognizing my emotions. Like every day I have this app where I, think about how I'm feeling, and if I'm not feeling that great, I let myself feel it. I have a cry, I have the emotional experience, and validating myself allows me to, feel it and move on and get to what I have to do.
Validation is a huge part. I kind of struggle with it, just recognizing certain emotions, but going through it and letting myself feel those emotions, I feel like our generation has been accidentally taught that to hide our emotions, to push them down, to keep working through it. So it was kind of a battle to unlearn that. And for burnout, I still go through it. I was telling you guys earlier, I am going through it right now. Ever since last month, it's just, I felt like I've been going. Then we went to Italy. Then we came back to school. And I'm like, okay. So to help out, I just, talk it out and do art therapy, music therapy. And and just feel it out, kind of ride the wave, Yeah.
Megan and I, we were talking about this earlier. One thing that we do is reward ourselves. I reward myself by buying myself a plant because I love plants, but it's also because if my day is going I'm giving a plant life and I'm giving a plant meaning if I feel that I'm not giving anyone meaning at the moment. So it helps me put some positivity into the world if I am feeling a little negative. So I like that a lot.
Nick, how about you?
For me, I usually, I like playing video games, so usually being surrounded by friends playing games, that's nice for me, a way for me to kind of relax, deal with that burnout, because as I said before, I'm a meteorology major, STEM, it gets hard sometimes, and so being able to have that nice little, network of people that you can talk to, trust, and just have fun with is a nice little balance that I can have.
Yeah, and one thing I have to pay attention to is it's good to feel out your feelings, take some time for yourself, but also to make sure that you don't let those emotions overcome you to where you don't do anything, if that makes sense. You could slip into a depression and just not want to leave your room for how many days. Sometimes it's so easy to succumb to that.
No, I totally agree. For me, it's, sometimes, especially since we're in dorms, that bed's right next to you, so it's tempting, but, just ride that wave,
Yeah. A lot of that has to do with learning how to say no to things, learning what things have to take up your time, and learning when you need to take a step back and be genuinely, I can't do this, and I need help from somebody else to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Especially student orgs, classes. Yeah. It's a lot of responsibility on top of just social situations and family. You have a lot of priorities, and you're not replaceable in your family, but you're replaceable in certain orgs,
Oh, that was a great way of putting it.
Yeah. And you as a person, not replaceable in any means, but in terms of position, I always think to myself, if I can't do it right now, that's okay, because someone will be able to help me out, asking for help, which is sometimes I don't want to do, and it's also another thing I'm working on. But in terms of what you were saying on adding too much on our plate, I feel like a lot of us also do that.
We're all in music groups, so we definitely we have other stuff outside. We all take voice lessons or piano lessons, and we got to balance out all these different things. And that's also the nice thing about it, though, is we're in these groups where we're all sharing the same thing. I'm stage singers with Molly and Megan. We're all working towards a common goal, and that helps me keep motivated a bit. Especially seeing the progress over the semester.
For me, when I think about how stressed sometimes my music major makes me, it can actually, music itself can make me feel better. So when we do sing in vocal effects, and it's a good time for those few hours of rehearsals. I forget about all the work I have to do and all of the, because sometimes I don't want to be tested on music.
You know.
And for vocal effect, we're not testing.
And it feels rewarding in a sense, because, you know, we're the ones that, me and Molly, we're both DCs. We teach the music, and, you know, it feels rewarding to kind of go in there and, like, see that our efforts are being recognized and that everyone's having fun.
Yeah, especially last year. I always talk about it. We did "You Will Be Found" from Dear Evan Hansen, and everyone, even if they didn't love the song, it was so powerful. I
remember that was my first semester in the group. That's definitely one of my favorite songs we've ever done.
Yeah. Music definitely helps, like, give you an outlet, you know. And I don't usually like sing, but I'll listen to like sad music if I need to. It's like, it's so cathartic, I think that's the word. And like it helps you feel seen in your emotions. Like someone else has experienced this as well, and you're not alone. And like it sometimes, like, the world is so big, you feel so alone, if that makes sense. And like I forget who mentioned it in our Italy class. Someone I remember. Someone said that it made her feel really small, right? All the places we went to.
Oh, they were huge though.
Yeah,
the stores.
Oh yeah,
big doors.
And even though like the places in Italy were very narrow, it was the Pantheon was huge, and it just reminded me how small we can be, and how insignificant our actions can be, and like that could be twisted into a negative way, but in a positive way. It just shows, like, you know, that a bit embarrassing moment that you keep thinking about 2 weeks ago doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't. That's a very good strategy for moving on from mistakes. Like, the mistakes you make, they make you a better person. You don't have to dwell on them.
I remember on the plane, on the way there, and I get like this every time I go on planes, and I just think, wow, the world is so huge. And I think of it as, if I make a difference, even in SUNY Oswego, you know, like that, we're part of like the whole world. I just feel so helpful, and I really appreciate what I can bring, what I can put out to the universe.
Yeah, you can be significant to someone.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's the world, and I'm in it.
Oh, that was great. So we're out of time for real talk, unfortunately. So let's go on to our song of the week.
So first off, my song of the week, it's by NMIX. It's called "Love Me Like This." It's the song that just came out. I love it so much. The album itself is so good.
Yeah. My song of the week is called. I forgot to write in the script. My song of the week is Like a Movie by Labyrinth.
My song of the week is called "Building a Ladder" by Hiatus Coyote. I'm gonna hope that I said that right. I'm working on it right now. So,
and my song of the week is "The Tango of Roxanne" from the Moulin Rouge movie, specifically the Ewan McGregor version.
Nice. All right. So coming up, we're gonna guess that song.
Let's go.
I have.
Welcome back to Major Discussions.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the Earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
Welcome back to the Mick and Nick Show. After those hard topics, let's wind down with some fun games. Today we are playing Guess That Song.
Yes.
Michelle, how do we play this game?
So to play this game, it will be me and Molly versus you and Megan. We will take turns showing the other team a song lyric we picked out, and you guys will just have to guess a song. The theme is Disney songs. And we will do 5 rounds of this, or whenever we would have to end. And the winner gets bragging rights. So, yeah.
Serious. Well, I'll start off with mine first. So, for me, the lyrics are, when the wind's from the east and the sun's from the west and the sand in the glass is right, come on down, stop on by.
Oh, wait, I know this one. Oh, wow. Is it? Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
It's not from Belle, is it?
No, it's not.
Or, I mean, for you.
I'll give you...
Come on and stop on by.
Stop on by. Stop on by where?
To the Disney movie.
It's a Disney movie.
I'll give you guys 5 more seconds.
Can we get a hint?
Yeah. Do you want the movie name?
Sure.
Aladdin.
Oh, that makes sense. Arabian Nights.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know Aladdin. I'm sorry.
All right. What's the next song? Alrighty. Let's get down to
Mulan.
business. Sorry. Let's get down to business. To defeat the Huns, did they send me daughters when I asked for sons?
I'm so sorry. I jumped the gun
Mulan,
there.
What's the song?
It's
I'll make a man out
I'll
of
make
you.
a man out
We
of you.
did that back in
I
high
started
school.
off easy, so you're
That
good.
was
Thank
too
you.
Can't give them the win.
Okay, so next one is, it will pop up. There it is. Again, you're gone, off on a different path than mine. I'm left behind, wondering if I should follow you, had to go, and of course it's always fine. I probably could catch up with you tomorrow.
Now I know you're marching north, cause I am lost in the woods.
Yep.
That was so bad.
It's
Sorry.
from Into the Woods.
Frozen 2.
Oh, Frozen 2.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm so bad at these. Nice.
Jonathan Groff.
What was the song name?
It's In the Woods.
Oh, Lost in
Yes.
the Woods. Gotcha.
Sorry.
Next one.
Next song, we have. And at last I see the light, and it's like the fog has lifted, and at last I see the light, and it's like the sky is new.
Tangled.
Mhm.
At last I see the light.
Yes.
Next
the
up,
light
we
from
have, where does it say you gotta live and die here? Where does it say a guy can't catch a break? Why should you only take what you've been given? Why should you spend your whole life living trapped where there ain't no future?
Is that
It's from a musical.
a musical?
A musical, Disney musical.
It's not High School Musical?
No.
Oh. It's like an actual musical, like
Yes.
a Broadway musical.
It has,
Jeremy Jordan.
Yes, Jeremy Jordan. Lead.
Oh, wait.
And
Jeremy Jordan.
Jeremy Jordan.
He wasn't in
something.
Into the Woods. He was in Newsies.
You have Newsies?
That is from Newsies?
Yeah, what song from Newsies?
Oh. Is it like Now's the Time to Seize the Day?
No.
I'm so sorry to every musical person out there ever. I promise.
is.
I did the musical.
I did not.
Or like I watched it at least.
It's a place.
Yeah.
No.
I guess
Not
that's really
Santa
nice
Fe.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice time.
You can Santa Fe. Okay.
I'm losing my voice, so
Yeah.
that was not
You did well. Okay, what's the next song? Okay, yeah. Is there? Yep. Well, it goes to St. Louis, down to Missouri. Oklahoma City looks oh so pretty.
Is this Princess and the Frog?
Is it no?
I don't think so. Wait.
Wait, what movie is it from?
You were right on the movie.
I was
it is
right.
Princess and the Frog.
Is that the opening
Is it
song?
almost there?
Yes.
Oh, it is.
Yes. They're winning. Yeah, I did it too
okay.
easy.
It's okay.
What's the next one? Okay, I gotta say what's on my mind. Something about us doesn't seem right these days. Life keeps getting in the way. Whenever we try, somehow the plan is always rearranged.
I got to move on and be who I am. Why do you have to go? I gotta go my own way.
Yeah, High School Musical.
What's the name of it? Gotta go my own way.
Yeah, you already said
Vanessa
name.
Hudgens.
High School Musical too.
Nice.
But what about us?
Yeah.
What about trust?
And I think we have one more, right?
No, you have one more each.
Yeah,
so
I
you're
have one more.
next.
For even if I'm far away, I hold you in my heart. I sing a secret song to you each night we are apart.
Remember Me from Coco.
So yes.
Made me sob.
Oh,
Absolutely
I love
sob.
that movie.
So
Watched it like 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have one more, right?
I think we have 2 more
I
actually.
think
I
yeah,
have one
each.
more.
Yeah, we do. So
Yes.
mine is, I believe we all have a soulmate, the chance for a perfect duet. I believe in hopeless devotion. I just haven't found it yet. But in my mind, I see the chick who is meant for me. She'll be someone who is lovely, someone wonderful and true.
Molly's ready.
The kind of boy that makes you smile even when you're feeling blue. Meant to be from Teen Beach Movie.
Nice.
Love the
Oh,
song.
I know she's out there.
Didn't they make a? Did they make a second one?
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
It's not good.
It's not good.
Oh, sorry. We don't.
Yeah. Kind of like Bruno, you know.
What's the last one?
Alrighty. Next song. This old town can slow you down, people taking the easy way, but I know exactly where I'm going. I'm getting closer and closer every day.
'Cause I'm almost there. Yeah.
Yes.
From Princess and the Frog.
Yes.
Yes.
Way too easy ones.
I feel like, did we repeat one?
I think we might have.
Well, no, because
No.
the last song was
The Oklahoma City one.
Yeah,
Was
but
Oklahoma-
wasn't the Oklahoma
No,
City
yeah,
one
the-
from the opening song of Princess and the Frog? I don't.
No, wait. Can you guys bring up that graphic again? The
I
one
know
after
that.
the Oklahoma City one. I think it was.
Oh, yeah, what was
I
the
think
song?
it was
think
not
it's Down in
almost
New
there.
Orleans.
It was the other one.
So then
Really?
we're
Down in New Orleans?
No, it was
Route
Route 66
66
for
for
cars.
cars.
I'm surprised you didn't know. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. I gave you guys a hint for the future, but yes.
It's okay.
I don't know the backing score from Cars. No.
We
Other
technically
than
get
Life
the
is a
point since you
Highway.
told us we were right.
Yeah, you know, so basically,
That's fine. You guys are still winning.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
It's okay.
I guess that's all for
That-
we're the winners.
Bragging
Megan?
rights.
Bragging rights. Let's
Hell
go.
yeah.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We went to Italy.
Yeah, we did. What'd you guys do over spring break?
I went to NESC, but that was
Love
a fun
it.
time.
I stayed here in Oswego. I did homework and I slept and I ate a quesadilla.
Love it.
Yes.
Well, that's all we have for today, folks.
If you need any help, feel free to call the number for counseling services at Mary Walker.
And tune in next time to the Mick and Nick Show. See ya.
Welcome to Season 6, Episode 7 of Stick to Sports. I'm Ben Diamond.
And I'm Brian Burrows. Today is our NFL Draft Special.
Roll it. We're going to start off looking at the possible picks for the Washington Commanders with the number 2 pick, with the Bears all but certainly taking QB Caleb Williams with the first pick. It is possible the Commanders to follow suit, picking a quarterback after trading away Sam Howell to the Seattle Seahawks. Brian, what area are the Commanders taking care of with the number 2 pick?
I mean, if you don't say quarterback here, I think you're stupid. Honestly, I mean, every analyst this offseason so far has been, it's QB for the Commanders. Even before they traded Howell, the trade of Howell is almost a guarantee. It's a QB. It's just who are you thinking? Is it Daniels? Is it Howell? No, sorry, not Howell. Is it May, the other UNC quarterback? Or potentially J.J. McCarthy, though I don't see him going there. Personally, I'm leaning Jaden Daniels. I think he fits the Kingsbury system a little bit better. The not great offensive line, Daniels can kind of maneuver with that. I think the Commanders will take that into effect. And like I said, Cliff Kingsbury, the new offensive coordinator, had Kyler Murray, Jaden Daniels, similar as well movement, arms talent-wise. I think that Jaden Daniels fits the system better, and I think he'll be the pick there.
Yeah, I think you really can't go wrong. You're the second pick after Caleb Williams already gone, but there's still a plethora of quarterbacks that they can take. But I mean, once you trade Sam Howell, he didn't have a terrible season, but he wasn't fantastic. And of course, trade him away to Seattle. And this draft right here really could shape up their entire season. They brought in a lot of solid players to fill spots that they didn't have really good strength in last season with the acquisition of head coach Dan Quinn into the system. So I think really any quarterback they take with the 2 could make a big difference in their season.
The Bill Belichick era in New England is over, and so is the Mac Jones era. The new head coach, Gerard Mayo, sent Jones on his way to Jacksonville and now needs a quarterback to start his reign and rebuild the fallen dynasty. Though they have publicly said they are willing to listen to trades for the pick, a QB here seems likely. Ben, do you agree?
Yeah, ultimately, I think that's what they need at this point. Usually, we saw it with the Texans as well. You just need a quarterback in order to get your franchise back in the right direction. You can have all of the wide receivers, running backs, defensive options you want, but as long as you don't have a quarterback, your franchise really isn't going to go much further than you hope it can. And, I mean, they just traded away Mac Jones, as you said. They could bring in a guy like J.J. McCarthy, but he kind of fits a similar mold, I feel like. A little bit more of a game general, not as mobile as, you might hope from, a quarterback in today's NFL. But they might stray away from the Belichick way. They might go with somebody that might not fit the same, sort of representation that the Patriots have gotten over the last 25 years.
Yeah, I mean, it's likely whoever has taken it to Mayor Daniels. It could be McCarthy. The de facto GM, Elliot Wolf, has publicly said that he likes McCarthy. Though also, I think we're going to say it's the next 3 picks, really. It could be a trade down to the Vikings. The Vikings have reportedly been very aggressive trying to move up in the draft. This is one of the next 3 picks they really could look at moving up to. In that case, it's most likely May. I don't know why I keep saying Sam Howell. But if it's the Patriots, I think it's just whoever's left.
The Arizona Cardinals sit at the number 4 pick in the NFL draft and look for this piece to help them improve from their 4-13 season in 2023. With the first 3 teams possibly picking quarterbacks, wide receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. could be the weapon headed to the desert. Is grabbing a new wide receiver a good move for the Cardinals, or are there more glaring needs that the Cardinals are going to look for here early in the draft?
I mean, wide receiver is one of their glaring needs, so Marvin Harrison Jr. is a perfect fit. He'll be number 1 receiver for Kyler Murray. It's going to be an amazing duo to watch. Other needs could be offensive line or cornerback, but you're not taking that at 4. That's where they would possibly trade down and get one of those positions. But if it's not Marvin Harrison, I'm going to be shocked. He seems like a shoo-in for this offense. He seems like a shoo-in to be Kyler Murray's new favorite target. He is the best player in the draft, regardless of position. He is absolutely amazing. He showed that at Ohio State, where he looked heads and fields above other receivers who are also first-round talent.
Yeah, I mean, there's of course, once again, a lot of options, especially if a lot of the top teams are going quarterback. You have a plethora of other options to go for early in the draft. And I mean, we mentioned, of course, Marvin Harrison Jr. out of Ohio State, but I feel like Malik Neighbors also could be a possible pick here early in the draft. We saw him thrive at LSU with Jayden Daniels. Of course, Jayden Daniels kind of similar to Kyler Murray, a little bit just how they play, just their running ability, their ability to stretch plays. Possibly, he could be a good fit with Kyler Murray, with Malik Neighbors. But we'll have to wait and see because, of course, as you mentioned as well, a lot of options that they need and a lot of needs that they need to fill throughout this entire draft.
The 3rd team in the top 5 with a new head coach. John Harbaugh is now at the helm for the Chargers. They got rid of Justin Herbert's biggest weapons in the offseason in Keenan Allen and Mike Williams and Austin Eckler, but have also said they want to get protection for Herbert. Which way do you think they're going?
This pick, I think, is going to be super interesting, and especially one to watch early in this draft. I think this could, if there are trades in this draft, this could be the first one. As you mentioned before, possibly, one of those earlier picks being traded back. But I think this one might be the one. There have been whispers about this one possibly being traded away. The Chargers, I've seen much recently as the Vikings possibly being the ones to move into this slot. But if the Chargers do end up keeping this slot, they could go, get a weapon for Herbert, but I feel like what's much more likely is probably going to be offensive line help, possibly to, really protect Herbert, help him, stop him from getting injured. Really, that could be the difference in a winning season and a losing season for this Chargers team.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's either Neighbors or Odunze, though it feels like Neighbors. Odunze has been comped to Keenan Allen, though, so it could be a good fit there. Offensive line, there was like the protection thing is going to be on the board there, and he is by far the best offensive tackle available. We'll get into it a little bit later, but that could be a good pick for them as well. And the trade back option too. This really does feel like the first of those teams that is the true option to trade back. They would probably acquire the 23rd pick the Vikings acquired if it was a trade up from the Vikings, and the Vikings were looking to get McCarthy or whichever quarterback is left. So the Chargers, I really do agree with you that this pick look to get traded most likely.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll dive into draft position groups here on WTOP-10.
Would you like to try snacks from faraway lands? Or snacks with bizarre flavors? How about snacks in new ways? Or snacks you've never tried before? You don't have to go far to find these snacks. They can all be found here at Snacks on West 1st Street.
Yeah, we're walking around campus, and what do we see? All these clubs are looking.
They're looking for me.
There's hockey.
There's improv.
So much to see. So let's go try them out and see how they be. Come on and please watch.
Our embarrassments free.
Tune in to Amateurs on WTOP.
Happy Friday, Lakers, and another beautiful day here in Oswego, New York. I'm DJ Don Perone, and I'm happy that you're starting your weekend off right listening to WNYO 88.9 FM, the Laker Radio Network.
I said, darling, can you see? There's no room for us. There's no room. Now our lives are changing. Promises keep slipping. And I always knew it wasn't you. It wasn't you. Now our lives are changing. Promises keep slipping. And I always knew it wasn't you. It wasn't you.
Welcome back to Stick to Sports. The class of wide receivers in the 2024 draft has the potential to be talked about as one of the best in recent memory, with big names like Marvin Harrison Jr. and Malik Neighbors headlining the class. A lot of teams will be able to benefit from the deep draft class. Brian, what do you like most about this draft, this class of wide receivers?
I mean, this class of receivers has everything. You have X receivers, you have slot receivers, you have speed guys, route runners. It's crazy. I mean, the top 3 guys are all going to be top 10 picks, but you're looking at 7 or 8 in the first round, and then into the second round and even further, they're going to be really good picks in the second, third, even fourth round. I mean, guys like Adonai Mitchell, Xavier Worthy, super fast out of Texas. They're going to go end of the first, maybe second round. You look at Brian Thomas, Keon Coleman. Thomas probably a first-round pick, Coleman maybe a second or third-round guy. It's like whatever you need, you're going to be able to find it wherever you're picking. If you need a receiver, there's going to be some type of receiver that will fit your system available in this draft class.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, I feel like a lot of these top guys, especially the guys in the top 10, could really shape an offense, especially I believe Marvin Harrison really could shape an offense, the offense that he gets drafted to, because he'd be drafted at the top, and usually those guys will pan out. But it remains to be seen. But I really like all these guys on the list, especially the guys that go forward as well.
The offensive tackle class is stacked with multiple projected to go in the first round. Ben, which names stand out to you, and how many do you think go in this first round?
I mean, stand out to me, I got to go with Joe Alt from Notre Dame. I mean, right there at the top of your list, he's going to be the first tackle off the board without a doubt. And, I mean, he allowed 1 sack in 713 offensive snaps this past season and only 4 in his last 3 seasons. So, I mean, if that's the top guy right there and he's going within the top 7 picks, top 8 picks in the draft, I can only imagine the guys that are going to follow him as well. And I'm talking about guys like Amarius Mims from Georgia as well. Another guy that has been talked about a lot. He might fall a little bit further back, maybe towards the 20s, but he's still a top option for offensive tackles in this draft.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see where Tulise Fuaga from Oregon State goes. He's going to be a super dominant run blocker. His run blocking sets on tape look amazing. Any team that's looking to upgrade the run game or just boost their run game at all on that right side, he is going to be that guy to get. He'll probably go in that 10 to 20 range, and it's an incredible class. It's also super deep, just like the wide receivers.
We've seen plenty of edge rushers go early in drafts over the last few seasons, but we could be looking at potentially 2 top 10 edge rushers in this year's draft. Who excites you the most in this class, Brian?
I actually think for me, there's 3 guys that really excite me. You're looking at Dallas Turner, Liatu Latu, and Jared Verse. 2 of those guys, as you said, probably go in the top 10. The Falcons and the Bears maybe and then one of them's going to end up falling a little bit further. To me, it's Turner and Latu probably, though Jared Verse could definitely be one of them. I think Verse probably falls maybe a little to the back end of the teens or the early 20s. But this class, is you see on the full screen there, is also just as deep. Chop Robinson is going to be a really good guy, as well as Darius Robinson from Missouri. You look, there's an offensive-heavy class, so unfortunately, defensive players in general, but definitely the edge rushers are going to fall a little bit, but they are really good, especially those top guys.
Yeah, we're already seeing a lot of these edge rushers drop in mock drafts. I saw Chop Robinson going at like 28 in a mock draft. So these guys, even though they're some of the top rushers in college football, they're still falling in this draft. But I mean, you said Jared Verse, he had 9 sacks in 2 straight seasons. I feel like he could be one of those guys, as you mentioned, early in this first round. It's going to be exciting to see where these guys will fall as the draft continues.
Cornerback is always a very coveted position in the first round, and this year there are a few players who are first-round talents. Ben, do you think there's going to be more or less than 4 in this first round?
I think it's going to be I think it's going to be 3. So it's going to be really close. It's going to be. I don't know. Cooper DeJean, Terran Arnold, possibly he had a really good season, and then I've seen a lot of Kool-Aid McKinstry in a lot of mock drafts as well. So the Alabama duo between Arnold and McKinstry is going to be interesting to see if they both fall in the first round. But also Cooper DeJean out of Iowa, I feel like he's locked in to go in the first round as well. But I want to focus in on Arnold. He was really, really good. He finished the season with 5 interceptions, and he had 63 total tackles, 1 sack, and he also had a forced fumble. I feel like he could be a guy that, when we look in a couple of years, that people are talking about when it comes to top cornerbacks in the league.
I'm actually going to go opposite you. I think there's going to be maybe 5 or 6 that go in this first round. I think you see on the full screen, Quinyon Mitchell is definitely going in the first. Arnold and Wiggins, I think, are going to be the next 2. McKinstry and DeJean are probably going to be into the 20s. And then I think maybe if a team's needy, they may sneak up for maybe a Stainstraw, Lassiter, or Rakestraw, or maybe even TJ Tampa late in that first round.
Every team has their list of guys they feel would help improve their team heading into the 2024 season, but a lot of teams have multiple needs that need to be met through the draft. Brian, what are your best fits coming into the first round of the draft?
Well, the first one, I'm going with Jaden Daniels to the Commanders. I think he perfectly fits. I said that earlier, so I'll quickly move from that one. Any edge rusher to the Falcons. Their defense obviously has been the weak point for the multiple years. So they picked it up last year. I think just getting an A-plus edge rusher. I think Dallas Turner is going to be the guy here, but any edge is going to help. Olu Fashanu, I think the Raiders need to bolster that offensive line. I think he is the guy. He's super big, super strong, can play both left or right tackle. Colton Miller is gone in a couple of years. I think 2 years left on that contract, so he could easily start at right, move to left, or play interior. And then Adonai Mitchell to the Bills. Super fast, number 1 receiver type out of Texas. He is a great route runner. The big thing why he's falling is effort problems. If he's not the main route in a progression, he usually tends to slack off, which could be problematic. But he would be Allen's number 1 receiver. I think he fits perfectly into that Bills offense, and I think he'll get a lot of targets. So he is going to be the guy there for Buffalo to replace Diggs and Gabe Davis. Well, Ben, I told you my best fits, but who are you locking into this draft?
Right here, you're going to see it on this full screen coming up right now. I mean, the Cowboys, ultimately, they need O-line help, and that is abundantly clear. They lost Tony Pollard, and they have some, just kind of a makeshift running back room, but with a good offensive line, any running back room could be stellar. But then moving over to the Ravens, I think Tyler Guyton, the offensive tackle, he could be a good fit because of his versatility, and he could really help with the addition of Derrick Henry to the Ravens offense. And the Bengals, if Brock Bowers is able to fall to them in the first round, he could be a good fit for just a second option aside from going to Jamar Chase. Throwing Brock Bowers really could, kind of flip the script and kind of show him the defense is a different look. Then moving over to Kool-Aid McKinstry, we just talked about before. I've seen a lot in mock drafts of Kool-Aid McKinstry going to the Packers, and I feel like just him providing another option in the secondary for this Packers team that's young could really, kind of be a little bit more, a little bit stronger. I'll move back to that Cowboys offensive line. Seeing a lot of Jackson Powers-Johnson, seeing a lot of Amarius Mims. We'll see where they actually end up going because they can sometimes surprise us in drafts.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Ben will be joined by one of our producers, Alex Brooks, here on WTOP-10.
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Matt, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30? Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow.
Wow.
Get a close up of that one.
Broadcast news. Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Welcome back to Major Discussions.
Welcome back to Stick to Sports. Joining me now is Alex Brooks, one of our producers. Alex, what do you have for us tonight?
Thank you, Ben. We start this NFL Draft edition of the Fast Break with some sleepers. An NFL Draft sleeper is a player that might be overlooked or overshadowed amongst different players in the draft. Ben, who is your NFL Draft sleeper that teams should wake up for?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Michael Penix. I mean, we saw what he did this last season with Washington, and really, he really impressed. I mean, a Heisman finalist. He made it to the national championship. He lost to that powerhouse Michigan team. And he put up numbers, 2 straight seasons of 4,500 yards or more. This season, he had 4,903 yards and really just continued to just really put up numbers and win games that people thought that he wouldn't win. He just stayed consistent the entire time. Of course, once he got to Michigan, it all fell apart. But this Michael Penix pick could be a sneak good pick outside of the injuries that are concerning a lot of teams.
Yeah, I completely agree. He's very accurate in Michael Penix Jr. My draft sleeper is Ricky Pearsall from Florida. I mean, he's a 6'1", 190-pound receiver. He has great speed, and someone that kind of got a little overshadowed a little bit. He excelled at the Senior Bowl. He was invited as the Senior Bowl. He had really a great time with route running and catching. His career stats, 2,000 yards, 20 total touchdowns. So he tossed a touchdown and he rushed for a touchdown. So he's versatile all over the field. Well, something to wake us up from all those sleepers, Ben, is maybe the heat in here, because I'm about to give my NFL draft hot take right now. J.J. McCarthy is going to be drafted over Drake May. Ben, do you agree with that hot take, or should I cool off a little bit?
It's really, really interesting. J.J. McCarthy has that game manager mentality, but he doesn't have as much of the physical gift as that Drake May has, and I think they kind of mirror each other in that sort of way, whereas Drake May isn't much of a game manager as much as J.J. McCarthy, because J.J. McCarthy was able to, he didn't have to do much. He just kind of, he'd hand off the ball, he'd call the right plays, he'd get them down the field, and he'd score touchdowns, but wasn't throwing the ball as far. Drake May can really throw the ball far. It's going to be really interesting. I think it's going to ultimately be Drake May over J.J. McCarthy, but it really is a toss-up at this point.
Yeah, my argument for J.J. McCarthy is that NFL teams want to see a proven winner. And J.J. McCarthy did just that when he won the national championship this past year with Michigan. I mean, Drake May, we've seen he's kind of compared to kind of project quarterbacks that, you have to take in for a couple years, sit behind a veteran quarterback. I feel like J.J. McCarthy can come in there and he can excel as the starter. Well, we've gotten our nap in, we played with fire a little bit, but Ben, now let's discuss which prospect that you believe will have the most success in the NFL.
You know, I think it's going to be, we talked about Malik Neighbors before, what I'm talking about is LSU counterpart Brian Thomas Jr. The guy is 6'4", 205, and he had much less receptions on the season than Neighbors did, but he still had more touchdowns, and he still eclipsed the 1,000-yard mark. So he's still, one of the better wide receivers in college football, and I think that can translate into the NFL. I'd be really excited to see how he does, especially on a team with a quarterback that has a really good arm and get him going on long balls down the field.
Yeah, I agree. And another playmaker is Brock Bowers, the tight end out of Georgia. I feel like he has that championship pedigree. He was a part of that back-to-back national championship team in Georgia. I mean, he's an impact player day one in any offense that you put him in. I mean, he's been just doing a lot in college and he can translate to the NFL. And one thing to note is that he didn't fumble at all in his career, so he protects the ball really well.
We're going to take a quick break here on Stick to Sports. Thanks once again to Alex for the fast break. When we come back, Brian, Alex, and I will head into extra innings. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Stick to Sports on WTOP-10.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Roll it.
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
Welcome back to Stick to Sports. Now let's get ready for another edition of the best tradition on sports television. Where do we go? Extra innings. Let's take a look at the extra innings standings as Ben is on top. Brian is second. And I feel like I'm getting the bronze medal this year in third place. If we can see the standings, maybe. There we go. There we go.
They're not updated.
Not updated.
Oh, they're not updated.
But I went 4-1 last week.
I also went 4-1 last week. So
I think I went like 3-2.
I think so.
Okay, 3-2. Okay, so we'll move on from that one. So let's begin our NFL Draft extra innings segment with clearing the air that these picks won't count towards the standings and they're all in good fun. We will predict who will be chosen for a couple of our favorite teams and more. Brian, I'll start with you. The Atlanta Falcons are on the clock.
Give me Dallas Turner. He fits the need of edge, and he fits the new defensive coordinator system. He can drop into coverage, which is what the Rams like to do with their edge rushers last year, and we have an old Rams coach as our new defensive coordinator.
You know, I like the Dallas Turner pick. I do. I've seen a lot of good things when doing the research, watching the tape. I like a lot of things from what I've seen from Dallas Turner. But I would say Jared Verse. You talked about him earlier. You said he could fall back, and I know the Falcons have a little bit of a higher pick, but I still think he could be in that spot. We mentioned it before. 9 sacks in 2 straight seasons for Verse. I think he could be that guy for the Falcons.
Yeah, I kind of agree with both of you, but I'm going to go with Dallas Turner from Alabama. I just feel like he's the better fit for Atlanta. In Alabama, he doesn't have to go far to go to the Atlanta Falcons. A couple picks later, we head to the frozen tundra of Minnesota as the Vikings are on the clock. Ben, who is repping the Skull Chants in US Bank Stadium?
You know, it could be interesting because the Vikings could possibly trade this pick. But so if they do, they could take a quarterback because right now their quarterback room is very, very thin. But if they were to stay back, I feel like they're not going to. I feel like they're going to trade up for a quarterback. So that's going to be my pick. They're going to trade up for a quarterback. I think it's going to be either Drake May or J.J. McCarthy.
I think no matter if they trade or if they stay, it's a quarterback, and I think it's J.J. McCarthy no matter what. I don't think McCarthy's going to go in the top 3, and I think if they stay, unless someone jumps them, they're the first next quarterback needy team. It'll be McCarthy to them at 12 or wherever they jump up to.
Yeah, I feel like they're going to have to jump up to get J.J. McCarthy or any of these top quarterbacks, but I agree. I think Minnesota is going to take J.J. McCarthy here. From the frozen tundra to the nice Florida weather is at 21, the Miami Dolphins are on the clock. Brian, put those sandals on, grab a bucket hat. Who's going to party with Mr. Worldwide in Miami, Florida?
I think it's an interior defensive lineman. I'm kind of between two, but I'm going to go with Johnny Newton out of Illinois. I think he fits the need. He'll be a really good big guy right in the middle of that defense.
Yeah, I was also going to go with an offensive lineman as well. I'm going to say Graham Barton, but also another pick as well, Jackson Powers-Johnson.
I'm going to select J.C. Latham, Ryan Joyce's favorite player, J.C. Latham out of Alabama. You need someone to protect Tua. Heading from Florida to the city of brotherly love as the Philadelphia Eagles are on the clock. Ben, your team is the Cowboys, so no bias here. Who are the Eagles going with in Detroit?
You know, we were talking before, and right now the Eagles need some cornerback help, and I think Cooper DeJean is probably going to be that guy at the point of the Eagles pick, so I'm going to go with him.
I agree with cornerback, but I'm going to go with Nate Wiggins out of Clemson, a guy who can go inside or outside from the slot. And with the aging corners on the outside, he can start in the slot, move to the outside later in his career.
Yeah, I feel like the Eagles are going to have to pick a cornerback after the collapse they had last year. I'm going to agree with you, Ben. Cooper DeJean is going to be the pick out of Iowa for the Eagles. Staying in the NFC East, all the way down in the Lone Star State, the Dallas Cowboys look to add some talent after not getting much of free agency. Ben, grab a cowboy hat, slip on those boots, and who is taking a ride to Jerry World?
You know, I could go on forever about who they could pick, but they're not going to listen to anybody but themselves. But I would say offensive line help, Jackson Powers-Johnson, Amarius Mims, but also the Jerry Jones favorite, Michael Penix.
I'm going with Graham Barton out of Duke, guy who's probably going to end up on the inside of the line, fits a big need for the Cowboys.
And I'm going to go offensive lineman, Jackson Powers-Johnson. So, Ben, I'll agree with you on the Oregon product.
Yeah, but they probably won't. They'll go with the quarterback for some reason. But that's all the time we have on this episode of Stick to Sports. Be sure to tune in to our 1 hour long season finale live at 9:30 right here on WTOP-10.
Hey, how are you? You want to chat? Well, you're in luck. The Mick and Nick show is about to start. Oh, Nick! The Mick and Nick show is starting.
Oh, wait, let's go then.
Let's go.
Welcome to the Mick and Nick Show. It's great to have you join us. Nick, what are we going to talk about today?
Well, today we're going to give you guys kind of a set tour and then slide right into real talk with coloring pages and end up with a fun let's play of us playing Overcooked 2.
So excited. That was also a really cool intro. I wonder who edited that.
Yeah, I don't know.
So let's start with our set tour. All right, so we got our butterfly chairs here.
Yep.
This one's from Target.
This one is from Amazon, but it's a Walmart brand, so I don't know, I'll let them beef it out by themselves. And then we have this really nice, table in the middle.
Also from Walmart.
Yes.
I'll start with the little plushies here. So this is Joey. She's the kangaroo. Made her myself.
Over here is Paula. You know, she's also a koala, not a kangaroo, but also Aussie. And I also made her, and we made her at actually the same event. It was one of those fun ones that happened on campus.
We did go together. That was fun.
Yes, it was.
There was fluff everywhere. And over here, we have my salt lamp right here. Haven't licked it yet. No one has licked it yet. I don't know if anyone will lick it yet.
I might at some point.
Maybe.
There was something fun though, where your water was dripping on it, and she had
It
this
was.
salt pool all over her table.
From
That
the
was great.
air conditioning. It was, yeah. I would have a little salt pool on my little nightstand. It was great.
And then over here I have a little penguin. It's from Mystic Aquarium in Connecticut. I went there this past summer with my family. It was fun. I haven't been in an aquarium in a long time, but it was nice. And I got this because the penguins were really cute up there.
Yes, it was. Love the set. All right, Nick, what is for WTOP?
Yeah, so this week on WTOP, Pokemon fans have finally gotten their filling of content due to the recent Pokemon Direct held last Tuesday. Announced during this Pokemon Direct was a DLC for the latest Pokemon game, Scarlet and Violet. This DLC is called The Hidden Treasures of Area Zero, and this will be a two-part DLC that will continue the beloved school themes of Scarlet and Violet in the settings of a school trip and being an exchange student at Blueberry Academy. The DLC will introduce new original characters, Pokemon, and most importantly, new legendaries. The coolest part of this DLC, in my opinion, are the new Paradox forms of former legendary Pokemon Verzian and Suicune. For those of you that don't know, Paradox Pokemon are past and future versions of the Pokemon we know and love, and is a new feature that was implemented in Violet and Scarlet. The DLCs will be released later this year. And another noticeable addition to the Pokemon brand is the new app Pokemon Sleep. The way you play this game is by sleeping. You get Pokemon that match your sleeping habits and appear when you wake up in the morning. Pokemon Sleep will be available in summer 2023.
I definitely need that Pokemon sleep. My sleep schedule is messed up. In other news, Humane Society International has rescued more than 15,000 animals in Turkey since the devastating earthquake that happened 3 weeks ago. The earthquake had a magnitude of 7.8 and has killed over 40,000 citizens. Among the animals rescued are dogs, cats, goldfish, parakeets, and reptiles. Each day, the HSI have been finding animals amidst the rubble and wreckage. Their mission didn't even stop when the area was hit with another earthquake with a magnitude of 6.2.